Hi, my name is Marty Snyder, and I am an associate professor in the College of Engineering and Computing at Southeastern University, and I'm here today with two NSU freshman students. Go ahead, Sarah, and you can introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Surin, and I'm currently a student at Southeastern University. I'm a freshman, and I'm from New York, and I'm also in programs including Raises Edge Research and the Dual Admit program for osteopathic medicine.
Hi, I'm Kayla. I'm a freshman here at Southeastern University and a psychology major in the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences.
So today's agenda is organized around what, so what, and now what. First, we'll talk about the design of our first-year seminar course and focus in on the activities that led up to the final project, which was called Sharks in Blue Oceans, Digital Online Portfolio, or SIBO for short. This will take the majority of the presentation. Next, we'll describe why the design of the course and the strategies used were relevant and important, and why the development of a digital online portfolio was relevant for this group of students and for the development of civic-minded professionals. Finally, we will briefly discuss what's next. Before we get started, I want to give a little bit of information about what UNIV 1000 First Year Seminar is, what is a civic-minded professional, what is active learning, and what is a design case. First Year Seminar is a required course that started in fall 2016 that introduces first-year students to fundamental expectations of college learning and the range of opportunities and experiences both in and outside the classroom that Southeastern University provides. It also promotes a pathway to student success by fostering academic inquiry in various academic disciplines and knowledge of essential resources that facilitate a successful transition to college life. Finally, it develops the foundation that serves as a pathway to graduation and a thriving professional career. Steinberg, Hatcher, and Brinkle define civic-mindedness or civic-minded professional as a person's inclination or disposition to be knowledgeable of and involved in the community and to have a commitment to the act upon a sense of responsibility as a member of that community. Each faculty who taught first-year seminar chose a specific theme. Civic-minded professional was my theme for the course. Prince defines active learning as an instructional method that engages students in the learning process. This is a simple definition, but one that clearly differentiates active learning from the more didactic approaches such as lectures. In this photo, students are doing an active learning activity called the helium stick. This is an activity that teaches various elements of teamwork. Design cases are widely used in traditional design disciplines such as architectural design, graphic design, etc. In learning design, design cases are useful in sharing knowledge and practice through artifacts, experiences, and detailed discussion. The scholarship and research relating to design has developed over recent years, and design cases are becoming more accepted in mainstream research. In fact, the International Journal of Designs for Learning is one journal that is dedicated to the publication of rigorous design cases. Now that we've covered a few foundational concepts, we will share some of the types of assignments and active learning methods that were part of our first-year class. This slide just highlights the activities and assignments that were part of FYS. And I believe, is it Kayla, you're going to talk about the discussion forums?
Yes.
Okay, great.
So online discussion forums are due each week, and they do require students to summarize the content that they learned that week, but they also require the students to delve deep into themselves and find what aspects of their personal lives they could apply that content to. For example, Surin is a Raises Edge research scholar, so this online discussion on finding ways to evaluate sources pertain to her in a very personal way.
This encourages introverts and shy students to come out from their shells and express themselves. It serves as a vehicle to inspire discussion and student engagement, not only in class but outside of class as well. It also allows the professor to give one-on-one specific feedback to the students' discussion posts. On all of our online discussions, Dr. Snyder was able to provide us with individual attention and reflective feedback on our writing process.
Students also wrote 4 two-page reflection essays throughout the semester. Each essay related to one of 4 categories: arts and culture, recreation and wellness, academic excellence, and intellectual engagement. They use this process of what, so what, and now what to organize their essay. Can you share an example?
Sure. My very first reflection paper that I wrote was actually on a party called Cowboy Boots and Daisy Dukes held in our very own University Center of Nova. And my pre-experience, I was very nervous, but also very, very excited because I was planning on experiencing really loud, booming country music and line dancing. My initial reaction to the event was exactly what I expected: booming country music, dancing, and camaraderie that was really, really great. This event was super important to me because it helped me to network my friends better, and it gave me a great college experience. And I would definitely love to participate in this type of activity in the future because it was very, very fun and also very beneficial to me as a college student.
These activities that were mentioned in the reflection papers not only had to do with, I guess, parties or student engagement, it had to also do with academics and professional civic engagement as well. So for our last reflection paper, we were all required to attend an early immersion experience. An early immersion is basically a program which encourages students to pursue certain fields. So this field that I chose to enter was business. Although I am currently a student in the dual admit program for osteopathic medicine, I was sort of interested in perhaps pursuing a minor or some sort of classes in economics or business administration. After going to this event, I was able to meet with several professors in the field, including Dr. Litt, who taught economics, and it was a very great experience because she was very inspiring and very encouraging in taking the specific course loads, and she encouraged me to pursue not only a minor in business administration but entrepreneurship as well after I spoke to her.
Another assignment in the class was the group project. To help students start to think about ways that they could be civic-minded early on, students were assigned to groups of 4 and were charged with identifying, investigating, and proposing a solution to a challenge or issue facing NSU students. They were instructed as follows. As a member of the NSU community, you have an obligation and a responsibility to impact the campus environment in a positive way. At the midterm, student groups gave formal oral reports on their research. This is a type of active learning or collaborative learning combined with problem-based learning. The final project was an individual project called Sharks in Blue Ocean's Digital Portfolio. During the semester, students reflected on their personal and professional identities and how they might be able to contribute their time, talent, and expertise to serve the community that lies beyond NSU. This culminating project will help them create a digital online portfolio that they can create and share publicly or beyond the classroom borders. The portfolio was about them, and it was created by them. It showcased who they are, including their core knowledge and expertise, their engaging personality, their awareness of contemporary social and community issues, and their reflection on current and potential community opportunities where they have served or have potential to serve in the community. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the active learning strategies that were involved leading up to the SIBO portfolio.
One of the main activities that happened in our class were group discussions and activities on civic-mindedness. A main phrase used by Dr. Snyder in class was to think, pair, and share. So first, the student would think individually for approximately 2 minutes and reflect upon the question in their own minds. Secondly, they would pair off with someone, or perhaps a group of 3 or 4, and talk with them and share their ideas and bounce back on each other. And finally, one representative from this group would stand up in front of the class and speak about what their group decided on and collaborated on for a response. And this is great because it encourages shy students and introverts to come out from their shells and speak their opinions. Another vehicle that was utilized a lot in this class was Kahoot. And Kahoot is an online platform which allows instructors to post quizzes or assessments online on a presentation screen while students answer it from their phones. clicking the answers. This is a technological vehicle which can be accessed very easily by the student opening up their browser and going to kahoot.it, or by downloading the app from the Google Play or Apple Store. And basically this is great because quizzes are a great way to increase memory retention among students in the classroom, and it engages students and creates like a friendly and healthy competitive atmosphere. And because we are using this type of technology as a vehicle, they automatically become more actively engaged in the classroom.
Last November, my first year seminar class and I took a trip down to the Student Leadership and Civic Engagement, or SLICE for short, office in the Student Affairs building, and it was definitely engaging. Our instructor put a chair in front of the classroom and instructed each one of us to come up and sit in the chair in a different position and tell us what one issue about the world is that you would like to change. Class Thanksgiving card project for Hope, South Florida we dedicated a class period to create personalized holiday cards for the homeless families being taken care of by the organization Hope, South Florida. We brought markers and colored pencils in and created about 2 or 3 cards each, and it was a coordinated effort to let the less fortunate in our very own communities know that we're thinking about them and they are not forgotten.
The culminating assignment was Sharks in Blue Oceans. Students used free web design tools such as Weebly and Wix to create their portfolios. Each portfolio included a home page, an About Me page, a work showcase, and a page about civic engagement. Here are just some examples. If you're wanting to learn more about these various web pages, you can go to the links provided. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Kayla to talk a little bit about her portfolio.
Yes, okay, so this is my website that I used, created using a site generator called Wix, and let me tell you, I'm very technologically impaired when it comes to these things. However, I took a little bit of time out to actually look at all the tools and how they were used, and I was able to create a very good website that showcased who I am as a person and my civic engagement. So, like Dr. Snyder said, there's the home page, About Me page, Work Showcase, and Civic Engagement. The home page was basically a welcome page that showcases who you are and what you'll be experiencing when going through this website. The About Me page really goes to show what iotas of your personality go into you being civically engaged and what makes you really who you are. As you can see, I was born in Davie, Florida, and my philosophy is you get back what you dish out, and that was also my issue that I want to change about the world back in the chair activity in the SLICE office. You should be the change you want to see in the world. Your major, and also just everything about you that makes you who you are. Also, Work Showcase goes to show your accomplishments. You go to show what this first semester has meant to you personally and how it helps you to be civically engaged. And last but not least, civic engagement is, I did why, how, and where I volunteer, all the answers to why I volunteer and how I volunteer and where I volunteer, because I think that that is the most formative way that I am civically engaged in the community, is I just, by my time with volunteering in St. Bernadette Catholic School with the children, teaching them music. And last but not least, why I chose NSU.
Okay, so this is Sarin again, and I want to speak about my website as well. And as you can see, there are palm trees on my website. It's like bright with pink colors and the blue sky. And in this website, I'm not trying to like present something for necessarily like a professional, like a physician would see, but this is just trying to show my vibrant and colorful personality to people that come to view my website and learn a little bit more about me. So in this website, you can see the bright font and the Bible verse underneath, which adheres to my passion for my religion, which is Orthodox Christianity. And basically, I wanted people to get to know me better by my website. And you can see that in the next slide, which I speak about myself. This is my welcome page, and this is the bottom of where you saw the font, which introduced me. So this talks about my educational background and my aspirations to become a physician and how I see my plan working out for the next few years. And these bubbles you see underneath the font, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+, you can click on them and be led to my social media websites. So again, this is a good vehicle for students to utilize because it can get their name out there and people can learn more about them through these sources. And lastly, I wanted to show something. Like in these websites, in the About Me section, you can utilize these sections to tell so much about you, about your core characteristics. And for freshmen coming in from high school, a lot of times this sort of situation can leave them very anxious and insecure about how they are and how they should be. Should they conform to a college society which may involve peer pressure and inappropriate decisions? But going through this website and reevaluating yourself and your core characteristics is very important, especially to a freshman, because it helps you define who you are to not only yourself but other people as well. Here, it's a little more in-depth. This talks about my volunteering experience and internship experience, and this is in case if any professional happened to come across my website and wanted to know a little bit more about my experience. So that's it.
Okay, so, and again, these are publicly available so that people can learn about the students and that the students can share a little bit about themselves. The so what in all of this that you might be wondering, there are three key points here related to civic-mindedness, public sphere pedagogy, and active learning. With regard to civic-mindedness, research has shown that it does help an individual in their performance as a public servant. And then also there's been a lot of work done with regard to integrating civic-mindedness into the classroom. And so this is just an example of how we did it in a first-year seminar course. Students were learning about what it means to be civic-minded, how to lean into the idea. But there are entire rubrics and a lot of research on this, and I encourage you to look more into that research. Imagining America, Artists and Scholars in Public Life is a really good white paper that talks about the civic-minded professional. Also, public sphere pedagogy, which is this idea of going public with one's learning. And also the idea of students as producers. I learned this from Dr. McLean Watson, who was a guest speaker on teachinginhighered.com. He's from UT Dallas, and he asked students in their junior and senior years to create professional online portfolios. So I thank Dr. McLean and also Dr. Bonnie Stachowiak for sharing this information with us. Thea Wolf and Public Sphere Pedagogy, which was another podcast that was offered through Bonnie Stachowiak's podcast. She's a professor of English and director of first-year experience program at California State University in Chico. And since 2006, she's been collaborating with faculty in several disciplines to embed public dimensions in first-year classes. So this was our first attempt at creating this digital portfolio as an example of public sphere pedagogy. She quotes, "When students go public with their work, they have to stand by it, and really remarkable things happen." And again, that's a quote by Thea Wolf. So what's next? Continuous improvement. Although we feel that a lot went right, a design case also needs to reflect on what went wrong and how the design could be improved. So we're going to take what we've learned from this design and analyze the negative cases. What went wrong and how can we improve on that? Design scholarship. Our hope is to disseminate our work through design cases, which is the nature of design scholarship. And then finally, translate across disciplines. What we did in this class can be applied in various disciplines and in various courses. Our goal was to share how we engaged in active learning and how we used technology to support active learning and becoming civic-minded. Teaching and learning is only as good as the people involved. As educators, we must find passion in what we do and engage our learners. If we don't engage them first, nothing else will matter. Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed the presentation.